are now.
I'm Ian.
I'm Steven.
And we're going to show you how to work out. The squat is a compound exercise that improves strength and mobility of the lower body. It consists of flexion and extension at the hip, knee, and ankle. The squat is an excellent exercise to build strength and stability of your posterior chain. The primary muscles worked are the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, while the secondary muscles worked are your core, including the rectus abdominis and latissimus dorsi, as well as the trapezius muscles, the intercostal muscles, and the erector spinae group. For the purpose of this video, we will be discussing the barbell squat. There are 4 parts to the barbell squat. They are as follows. Foot placement. Stand with your feet approximately shoulder width apart. Your toes pointed laterally or out to the sides just a little, approximately 15 to 30 degrees. If doing barbell squats, ensure proper balance placement of the bar on your trapezius muscles while being stabilized by your posterior deltoid muscles and your grip on the bar. After finding your foot placement, you now need to brace your core. This can be done by taking a deep breath and then activating all of the muscles surrounding your core. This increases the intra-abdominal pressure, resulting in a greater stabilization of the spine, helping to prevent any injuries. Now you're ready for the descent. First, hinge at your hips. This will help you activate your glutes and keep a neutral spine. Then, controlling your descent, you lower your chest and hips at the same rate using flexion at the hips, knees, and ankles. Ideally, you will hit the full depth. However, beginners may not have the mobility to do so. Mobility training can help with that. However, few people may have mobility restrictions due to the structure of their hip joint. A change in foot position may help with that. Common mistakes with the squat include not keeping a neutral spine, heels coming off of the floor, knee cave, and having an uneven grip on the bar. Once you can correctly perform barbell squats, you can then add weights to progress in this exercise. However, if unable to do a standard barbell squat, you can regress this exercise by going back to a body weight squat or even to a bench squat if extra support is needed.
The next exercise we have to show you is the deadlift. Similar to the squat, the deadlift is a compound exercise that strengthens lower body and core muscle groups. In its simplest form, the deadlift is a lift where the weight or barbell is lifted off the ground until the lifter is standing straight up. What makes a deadlift unique is the fact that it works a fair amount of upper body muscle groups as well. The main movers include the glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. The shoulders, abdomen, forearms, and erectile spinal group are also involved. The deadlift is a fantastic, well-rounded exercise that targets many muscle groups, but as fantastic as it is, it can also be quite dangerous. Many beginners fail to perform the exercise in such a way that will protect them from injury. So I'll be showing you a few cues to ensure your safety. The setup. First and foremost, you want to make sure the bar is a reasonable weight, so it's light enough to focus on form. Set up the barbell and place the middle of your feet directly under the barbell. Your feet should be shoulder width apart. Next, you must bend over and place your hands on the barbell. Your hands should be just outside of your legs. Bend your knees until your shins touch the bar. Lift your chest up, and in turn this will straighten your lower back and take the slack out of the bar. Take a deep breath, hold it in to increase intra-abdominal pressure, and stand up. Stand up with the barbell in hand and try to picture using your legs to drive the floor away from you. Hold the weight for a second at the top with extended hips and knees, then return the weight to the floor by moving your hips back while bending your knees. Rest a second at the bottom and then repeat. Some common mistakes concerning the deadlifts are as follows: a rounded or arched back. Obviously, a flat back or neutral spine is ideal. A rounded or even hyperextended position can place unnecessary stress and excess pressure on the back and may even cause injury. Distance from the bar. Your shins may come in contact with the bar, but they should be no further than 1 or 2 inches away at most. Any further and you'll be reaching forward and be likely to round your back. Lift with your lower back and buttocks. Bending your arms. If you do this, it is incredibly easy to tear your bicep. Keep your elbows locked and don't bend your arms. And finally, a hyperextended lower back. This happens often at the top of the lift when some guys go to lock out the weight. It's an exaggerated movement with the lower back and it is simply unnecessary. Start putting the weight back down once you have stood up straight and locked both your knees and hips. Once you can correctly perform deadlifts, you can add weights to progress the exercise. You can also progress to a sumo deadlift, where your foot placement is just a bit wider than the conventional deadlift.
The bench press is a core fundamental exercise for developing your upper body strength. An effective way to elevate your upper body strength is to look at similar exercises that work similar muscle groups. Progression ways to use the bench press is by adjusting the bench to a 45-degree incline, or use an incline bench station. Degression ways you can do a bench press much easier is by using something as simple as a dowel bar. It's light, easy, balanceable, and good for beginners. The primary muscles worked are bicep brachii, pectoralis major, and the tricep brachii. The secondary muscles worked are anterior deltoids and latissimus dorsi. Handling. Grip the bar with your hands just wider than the shoulders width apart. Make sure your elbows and arms are at a 45-degree angle to your torso. This allows for maximum force generation. Flaring. Elbows are being flared out too wide, forcing your shoulders upwards. This will put strain on your shoulder joints and could cause injury. Too close. Gripping bar with a suicide grip. If the bar rolls off your palms, it could cause serious injury. Air intake. Oftentimes, people forget to breathe in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. Shrugs are an isometric exercise that demand pulling force. It is basic but effective utility for developing your trapezes. Your trapezes, located on your upper back, are strong and can be useful in contact sports like football, boxing, rugby, and etc. Many bodybuilders work hard to develop this muscle. The primary muscles worked are the trapezes. The secondary muscles worked are the levator scapula and the erector spinalis.
To perform a shrug, place a dumbbell in each hand with your palms facing your body, feet shoulder width apart. Lift the dumbbells by elevating your shoulders using your trapezius muscle. Perform an isometric hold for 1 second at the peak of your lift. Then lower the dumbbells by depressing your shoulders in a controlled fashion, again using your trapezius muscles. Some mistakes for the shrugs might include rolling your shoulders. Don't roll your shoulders backwards or forwards. This does nothing for your upper traps and may cause a shoulder injury. Flexed arms. Not keeping your elbow locked in a straight fashion will injure you. Bending your elbows would actually cause stress on your biceps. This will focus all the attention on places other than your trapezius. Head position. Drifting forward with your head can affect you in the long run by altering your posture permanently. This is a result of extending your cervical spine outwards, adding unnecessary weight and strain on the remaining spinal column. Momentum. When doing shrugs, try to avoid using the momentum to your advantage. Like most workouts, doing anything with momentum will not help you get the desired result. The shrug should be performed with 2 to 3 seconds of holding and locking, followed by a slow descent back down. Descent back down and slow descent upwards.
According to the guidelines set by the Canadian Society for Exercise Physiology, at least 2 sessions of resistance training per week are necessary to be considered a healthy and active individual. Many people want to meet these guidelines but are unable to due to their lack of knowledge or the fact they may be intimidated by the environment. The purpose of this video was to provide knowledge of 4 basic exercises that you can perform at the gym to start your journey.